I have a question for you first. I really love what Coach did.
If you have questions, just let me know and I'll try.
When he did his dribble penetration drill, was there a decision involved in that? Yes. Definitely. That's a decision-making drill. But what's my cues? It's my teammate and the ball. I'm not getting a cue off the defense. I'm getting my cues from my teammates. So those kind of phase A drills I like because it's really, to me, it's not a phase A, it's more a phase B. It's a decision-making drill, but the guide is what my teammates are doing or what the ball is doing. Okay? So, but if I don't coach them up on that error detection on that, then I'm not doing my job. So if I let them stand still, and if they're not paying attention to the right cue at the right time, you needed to move at the right time, then I'm not working on that decision. So that was an excellent example of one of those kind of drills that may not, it looks like, oh, it's on air, but there's a lot of decision making there. But you really have to know what is the cue of when they should move and when they should not move, just like that. Okay? So what I'm going to do is show, Coach was excellent because he showed this idea. I call it explode, explore, but he talked about dominoes, which would be the same as explore for me. But what we're going to show is just what do you do when you're neutralized? That to me is when you got to execute. So give me an inbounder for on the sideline back here for black, inbounding ball, guard, field two corners, dark, and first big right to the rim. Yellow, match up, match up. Okay, but we'll match up as soon as we cross half. Okay, so match up, corner, match the corner, ready to pick up that cross half. Ball's been inbounded. Right now we're neutral. We're neutral. We've got a guard, okay? We've got a rim, a post down the floor. So we're probably going to have to be into an execute. We're probably going to have to run an action. Okay? Personally, I don't like to come straight down into a two-player action out of this because I think defenses are set for it if they scout at you and they can be set. We'll high hedge, we'll shock. I think this is where you're coming down more into a screen action. So I'm just going to give one that I use with my little team, and we call it scrape. And our cue is we scratch our leg. So my girls actually call it scratch now because they said, well, coach, you scratch your leg. So this is the signal. So you're going to scratch your leg. That's scrape. Now all scrape is we're going to take a ball side wing. So where's my trail? You trail. So let's choose this side. He's trailing up. Okay? You're taking it over into the swing. You're coming in the high post. You're screening for the corner. He's scraping to the top. Okay? You stay wide. So this is all scrapers. He scraped for you. Screen for him. Come up. Hard cut. Pass the ball. Now freeze right away. If we've created a small advantage, we're into explore. We're just into explore. If we didn't create the small advantage, we're probably into a two-player action. Okay? Now, I love coach's rule. Don't allow one player to guard two. Right now, do we have one player being able to guard two? Hand up. Yes. Perfect time for what was my cut I talked about last night? This was a good time to be a ghost. Or you needed to be on the scrape. Let's go back again to the original scrape. Okay? At some time here, you know that he's cutting to the top. You've got to get out of this situation. So here he comes on the scrape. If he's thinking about helping, you've got to get out of here. Cut. Right to the rim, right to the rim, right to the rim. And now it puts him in trouble. He can't cheat. And now we've created our double gap or whatever to create the dynamic one-on-one, and we can play out of this. So we will be looking to ghost cut so this help side defense can't be ready to play. Okay? So just being ready to do that. I'm not going to go through a whole lot of this, but just showing that you've got to be thinking about what are you going to do when you're neutralized. And to me, it's a good time to start introducing screening. Learn to train? No. We're probably going to still be able, even in that situation, to create some advantages just by speed and people out of position on defense. Okay? Just real simple, just how I keep it simple. Remember, building on prior knowledge. Take it back up the top. Jamal, right? Jamal? Miles. This is how simple we do it. Scratch the back of your leg. That's reverse scrape. All it is, you're dribbling down, Set it up like scrape. What are you doing scrape? You look like you're screening. Come, you screen his check. Just screen him. Look like you're going for scrape, but then screen him. And now you go off that. And now you pop to space. So it's the same thing, but it just gives you another look built on prior knowledge. Okay, so same thing, we have one called zipper. And we have, they can't do it there, so they do it side zipper, but it's reverse zipper. So those are just, but again, they just quickly call it. And those are called from a dead ball situation or before we cross half. The other little thing that we do is sometimes we put a 3-player action to a 3-player action. So set up scrape again. Scrape to slice. Okay? Slice. Okay, so we run scrape. Take it over. Whoa, don't go so deep. I don't want you going so deep. You run your scrape. I want you to stand right here. Because you're going to then set a slice screen right here. It's the old shuffle cut. Okay? So let's go. So you're setting 2 consecutive screens. Okay? So let's go again. So Miles, you get the second screen. Here we go. So scrape. No. So you want to play with the ball. You got to pass the ball. Miles, come on, pass the ball. Make the ball move. Let's go again. And then you get the screen. You follow? And then you dunk it at the rim. Right? You want the dunk. Here we go. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't do that. He could go to pick off that. But here we go. Scrape.
You ready?
Pass. Screen. Right away. Go to the rim. Now freeze. One to the rim, one to the basket. At younger ages, that's what we're teaching. He goes to the rim, you stay here. Now you might be a 2-player game, a pick or a get. What's the get? You're going to catch the pass, and I'll come right back. That's the get. So again, that's as many 3-player actions as we go, and then we're into a 2-player game. But the other thing I find for younger players is it starts to get our forwards to handling the ball. I know we want them to play at the rim and back to the basket post up, but I'm sorry, they need to learn to handle the ball. When you start to allow them to do this, you're getting a handle, but you can still also play back to the basket. Because I'll be honest, the hardest thing I found is taking players who are used to playing penetrate, kick, guards type, all of a sudden saying, now you have to pass to a posted player. They have no idea how to do that. And then the post players never touch the ball. Do you find that happens, guys? They can't pass you the ball in there? Come on, be honest. And then you run down the floor, you do post-ups, then they shoot some shot, then you run back down in defense, you give them the ball, you run back down, you post up, and you never touch the ball for like 5 possessions. That happened? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So we're giving them a chance to be involved. And what I start to tell the perimeter players is, you've got to understand, this is the money. You've got to use these guys, because as the game grows, they're the guys that will dominate the game. They're going to help you be better. So you've got to learn to play with these guys. So all I'm trying to show there is, you've got to think about, especially when we get into late train to compete, what are you going to do when you're neutralized? How are you going to create those advantages? I'm just giving you an idea I use. This is not our national teams. They do some of this, but that's what we do. It's just try to use what I call screen actions to get it started. Okay, let's come back. Let's give yellow on offense this time. Give me a guard. Let's say we got an outlet to a guard right here. Jamal. No, name again? Jaden, right here. And name. No, we're going to go in transition now. So let's say we've run to the corner yellow, but let's say we're trailing. Josh, we're trailing. Remember what Coach called this? What did he say? He had 2 words, and we call it that the 5's ahead of the ball, the 5's behind the ball. Right? Do you remember what he said? One was ahead and one was spread. That's how Coach called it. Okay, so for us it's behind or ahead. So you come up and be behind him. Be behind him. Okay, so we're in transition though. We're in transition. We're not out in inbounds. We've got the rebound. We've gotten down the floor. Stay behind him a little bit. You stay behind a little bit too. Okay, so we're coming down. Now, right away I see how many defenders? 4. That tells us we're still in what? Explore. We're probably still in explore. Somewheres we can probably still have some advantage, especially if we see our 5th guy. But what did Coach tell this guy? Not to do what? if he's behind. Don't get in front of the ball. Okay? You keep running, get ahead of him. I guarantee you he's going to run and start to get in there. And now we still got people slightly out of position. And now is when we can start to still use a two-player. And you could pass or come for the pick. Okay? And now go for your get. Okay? And we play off this. Or, back again. Come down. You've got into the key because you know you got to protect the basket. Come for your little pick right now. And because we've done this in transition, it's likely not he's going to be in perfect position. Okay? So I'm just giving you the idea behind it. So if we can do our two-player games in transition, we're probably not going to have people in position. The one we're going to work on is this. Back up here. You've gotten down ahead. Okay? We've come down the floor, and we've pushed. We've got a two-side here, so we're probably going to attack more this side. Why? Yeah, you've got a double gap, right? And this is what we're probably doing, playing more of a two-side corner, right in the corner. Okay? You see that you're just before we get to an execute. Because if we have to run a screen entry now, what's going to happen? It's going to have to take some time. So just before, you've stepped out on the opposite side, Josh. He thinks he's doing a good job protecting the rim. You pop out to the right there. Swing. Good. Stay inside the three if you can. Just right there. Good. More like this. You want to be right in here. Ideally, you want to catch it right about here. If you were a three, we'll let you go to here. But ideally, about right here. Okay? So that's where you're going to catch it. Now you're going to run your get. Okay? And again, probably going to be ghosting over there to create a one side so we're not having two guard one. Okay? So that's the concept I want to work on. I'm going to take this get action and just build it up for you. A, B, C, D. Okay? So here we go. Give me my forwards. That's the word for post for you guys. In a lines down here. Right on the baseline. Everybody's in. Give me my guards and wings.
You guys all play forward?
Up here. Guards and wings.
Play guard. Okay, so you go up.
There and there. On the guard wing over there. Guards and wings, you need balls. These lines need balls. Guys, I need a line on that side, the two right in line with the foul lane. Half over there, half there, half there. Just even it up. Okay? Everybody needs a ball. Everybody needs a ball.
Can you check that ball?
Man, I love it when we get more forwards than we do guards and wings. That's good. That sounds good. Now remember, this is more trained to compete. If this was learned to train, everybody's playing every position. Does that make sense? So you just got to know what you're working on. So you're over here. This is a phase A, on air. So we're working on form and speed or cue. So you're in, the first guy steps in. It's going to be you. You step in, and we want you to play above this block right here. So you're the offside forward, and you're facing right there. Because what you want to eventually do is, I'm the low I. And I'll guarantee you, eventually, you start to look. If I think he's driving, I'm the help guy, right? So what you're doing is you're putting me in pressure because you're going to flash up to that spot that I showed you, right up there. Don't drive, just pass the ball. But when you think that I'm not paying attention, that's when you're flashing, right up into that spot. Pass, and you want to catch it in this position, right here. And you're coming hard for your get. Okay, now, I'm not going to do all this because it'll take me too much time. Go back again. I can give it to him early. So as he's coming, I can pitch it to him early. I can give it to him on time. Or I can give it to him late, where I'm probably pivoting with him. Or Andrew Bogut might bounce it between his legs to him. Or I can give it to him real late, curl behind me. Curl and give it to him really late. Okay? Or the other option I have is come to get it, fake it, and now it's my play. Okay? You have to try to decide what's the advantage, disadvantage, and all those. But I don't teach it one only because then there's no decision. The defense knows what we're doing. So all you're going to do is flash up. You can do any of those things. Here he comes, and it's 2-on-0 to score. And you're sprinting out on that. And again, if he's a pick and pop guy, he could sprint, or if you're a rim guy, run to the rim. So it's 2-on-1 or 2-on-0 to score. You don't shoot it every time. Let's do it live. As soon as they're done, you two are going. Here we go. Attack. Get. Go hard, go hard. Finish. Good. Next two are going. Good. Use your get. Good. Go to the rim. Good. Nice. Next two. Here we go. Next two. Get your spot. Josh, get your spot. Get to the block. Okay, next two. Here we go.
Ben, you can stop.
I'm not polishing a lot of things right now because I'm letting them what? Wobble. That's enough information. I'm not going to give them much more information right now. I got to let them wobble with this a little bit. Then I got to pick out, what my key things I want to work on. And stop. Did you guys fake any time and keep it? Did you guys keep it or did you always give it to the guards? Did you? Why? Can you guys allowed to score? Yeah, keep fake it sometimes. Make them have to do something else. Don't give it to the guards all the time. Here we go. Okay, whoa. Back again. Where do we want to start? Now, see, my first thing, coaches, is positioning. Always. Where do we need to start? Right here. Now, I'm going to be a guide right here now, and my main person is guide coach. I'm just making sure they start in the right position, above that block. And I want you ready. When do you think you're going to cut? It's actually when he makes connection with you with his eyes, or in a name. I want an eyes and name. You know his name? What's his name? There. You got to look at him and tell him. Here we go. Go. Whoa. That pass won't work. You got to pass outside your body frame. You got to pass with your left hand because somebody's guarding you. Go.
Mario.
That's right. And you're going to score. Good. Now, where's my next guy? You should have been in spot right now. We're burning daylight. Whoa. You want to be facing. You want to be right here facing. Because eventually, coaches, can you see what's going to happen? I'm like, he always goes go for the get, and I'm going to start deny. Now, what do you think you're going to do if I deny? What do we do in dynamic? That's a dunk. It's the same reads we had in dynamic 101 are still going to be in play off a lot of this. But you got to be ready. Here we go. Go for your get.
Ready?
Go hard. Where's my fake? Here we go. Where's my next guy? Guys, we're burning daylight. Whoa, freeze. If this was an elite team, we'll be on the line running right now. We're not wasting time. You've got to be focused, and when your turn is on, you've got to be in the right spot at the right time. I'm kind of playing with you guys a little bit. Do you understand? So you've got to be in that spot. We're not wasting time. We only got short time. Go, Josh. Here we go. Go. Get in there. You ready to go? See, I don't mind the body. You ready? Here we go. Good. Where's my next guy? Here we go. Next guy. Let's go. And stop. Because then, what was my thing in phase A? Form and speed. Can you see how I'm trying to get more speed out of them? Okay? So I got to get form and then I got to get speed. I'm going to go way faster and then they're probably ready for this. Just remember that. They're doing great. Guys, you're doing great. Okay? Now I'm in that A, but I need to guide form and speed. This is not the decision. I'm just guiding some form. So, first guy in line, just set the ball. Do you have a, yes, let's just give it to coach there. And Don, just take that away. So you're a defender. But you're just a defender with arms. Yeah, on the ball here. Okay? So when Ben, now that makes it a little tough for you to pass, doesn't it? Now I'm guiding the pass a little bit, aren't I? You can knock it down, but you don't guard him yet on the cut. Okay? Ben, you still got to make your cut. Ready? Here we go. Whoa. When's Ben cutting? Eyes and name. Let's go. You cut hard, Ben. You cut hard. Here we go. Good. Yes, good. We ready? Ready? Good. Good.
You guys got
Here we go.
Set.
Ready?
Set.
Whoa.
That's fine.
Where's my defender?
Go. Yeah.
Need a defender.
Like,
Let's go.
You're saying not going yet, but just be ready, right? And you'll be ready with your connection.
Let him go all the way past you. Romario, go past you.
Send the ball.
And stop. So there's still no real decision yet, is there? Right? So I can start to guide what we're doing. Now I'm going to guide, but it's still not going to really be a decision. You stay with them, but we're giving the read. So, say your name. Say the name. John D. Good. Now, the read we're going to work on now, this is guided. Go hard, but he's going to go under. Freeze. See, coaches, you should know from when I did dynamic one-on-one what would probably be his read off this. This is the crossover, right? He's going to stop and think about crossing back. Or shot. If he goes a little too far, you want to stop right behind him. So when I'm taking this, I want to do my hockey stop, and if he's showed there, I'm coming back this way. If he stopped dead behind it, I'm playing shot, and I'm playing a little cat and mouse. Do you know what cat and mouse is? That's what we say in Nova Scotia, is cat and mouse. I'm the mouse, and he's the cat. Come get me, cat. Oh, I'm going this way then. He's not catching me. If I'm here and I'm the cat, go the other way. I'm going this way. Right? That's cat and mouse. Okay? So we're guiding it. You're coming under. Let's do it again. So this is a guide.
You got that?
Here we go.
Under. Okay.
Go under.
Pardon? You'll pass
Right-handed. See, that wasn't a decision. That was a habit. That's a habit. Read that defense now. Here we go. Guide, going under. Damas going under. Damas go under. Go under. Cross and come back. Good. Ready? Here we go. Next one's up. Go under. Go under. Go under. Go under. Cross and go back.
Okay, so you're
we want
under.
the shot. Good. So that would be a decision, right? That's a decision piece. But I can decide, do I want the decision, or do I'm just working on the form and the speed of the action? We getting the idea, coaches? Okay. Now let's make it the decision. You can go under. Let's go slow. Cut, Romario. Make your pass, Thomas. Now, you can go under this. Go slow. Or you can try to chase him and try to chase him. Okay? Now, if he's chasing, what are you going to do? Freeze. No. Don't dance. No dancers. When would you go back door? Back doors are always the same read. When I see a chest in the direction I want. If he jumps that, that's definitely back door. But if he's trying to muscle me, my read on this is to keep going and curl it. And don't you dare give me the ball until now. Or you're playing. Don't try to give him the ball if he's really in there muscling. That's just, you're going through. Does that make sense? If he goes under, we already have our read. Here we go. Let's try one live. Whoa, 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 whoa. How did you connect with him? Thomas? Now, first of all, you're almost out of bounds. Where's the wing? You want to be on the wing, right here. Right on the wing. Now you're not going to have to take so long. You have to call his name. Okay, play off that. Rebound, weak side board, good.
Guys,
next pair, here we go. You got to keep curling that now. Keep curling that. Here we go. See, what happens with perimeter players, they always think it's for them. And he didn't get the ball, he stopped, right? Don't stop, keep going. Well, why didn't you give me the ball? It's for me. No, it's not. Make space for someone else. Here we go. Who's up? Ben? Oh. That's right. Good. Yes. And stop. Okay, so now we've guided perimeter. Now what do you think we got a guide? Now we got a guide down here, right? So now we need a defender. So if it's a non-penny, I need a penny. How come I only got 3 and 4? That'll be all right. Okay, so, and when it's a Penny, it's a non-penny guard. Does that make sense? So make sure, so right now I should have a non-penny on offense, a penny on offense, right, Josh? And I'm a defender. So you want to be starting as the low I. Now we're guiding still. Guiding. So let's go slow. Call the name. Call his name. Pass. You're going to arrive. Here comes. Do your get. And what you're going to do is you've got two choices. You can stay flat in here, or you can really, just at the point of the get, back just a bit, is really reach out here to try to disrupt it. I hope you know what you should be doing. I'd front pivot that. When you fake, come for the ball, you get in there. I want to take it high. If you take it low against these little, what are they going to do? I'm going to steal it. So I want to take it high, and if I sense that he was cheating, I'm gone. You can do that back pivot, but you're a little slower. Okay, it's not an absolute, but let's try. Okay, so defenders, you see, you can either sag, or you can try to disrupt it. Here we go. Okay, next four are up. Now make sure we have four people.
Jump in. Jump in.
Whoa, freeze. Question. You're now offense, and you need a penny. Ben's going to be your defender. So where's your starting point? Excellent. Connection mark. Connect. Oh, freeze. Excellent. I love that. Why do I love this so much? Mismatch. Great. I wish my team would do that. There we go. Play. That's awesome. Good. Here we go. Next team.
Connection.
Remember, we're still guiding this. Okay. Keep wobbling. That's okay. Wobble.
Okay.
Yes, stop for your shot. Good board, Romario. Good job. Hey, I love that. Just missed time. Good job. Yes, Ben. Oh, yes, big guy. Yes. Whoa, freeze. We'd be running. We'd be running right now. The whole team would be running. Why? Because I got no defender. Now, that is at my train to compete elite players later in the year. That is not the first day of practice when they're still learning all these things. But that's just me. I know some people say, oh, you're going to make them hate running and you're spoiling for life on fitness. But I just know at peer pressure punishment at this level, at certain times in the drills, they need to understand you've got to be paying attention. That's just my philosophy, and maybe I'll get sued by somebody for it, but at my age, I'm not worried. Okay, so we got to be ready now. So we've gone our A, we've done our B. Now we got to compete this. So now we're actually playing 2-on-2. We're actually playing 2-on-2. Now, remember, what's the other thing in a phase C, coaches? How much what?
Mike,
Pressure.
sorry, just before you go there, who is the decision? Like, who's actually, or what's the skill that we're working on the decision in that B? So when you come up and you make that pass, freeze, what's the skill that we're working on in B? What's the decision making?
Is there one decision? There's a lot of decisions in this.
But it's around the get.
Yeah.
It's essentially around the get.
Yeah.
And just know too that as they get good at this, you know, and we talk about the decision making being playing out of actions, is that there could be a decision before the get even comes, right? So you don't want that post player to only be doing this, to only come up to set the get. So if they're slow, if they're trailing, if they're gapping and they're open, that there's actually a decision before the get. So just know that at some point, to make this a complete action, it's like even the primary decisions before the secondary action, there's a decision there. And so it could be, you know, as these guys get better, it could be a double decision where make the read on the first one. If they're neutralized, then the action comes through. But if he catches and he's totally open, like he's completely gapping, why are you going to pass up the open shot, right? Or if he's right on his hip, and we've got defense, offense, elevated, defense, offense, and now we've got a 2-on-2 action like Coach MacKay was talking about. So just know that there is the decision before this one, and not to get just focused on but that's where that dynamic play and the decision making is out of a play, and that's elevating the IQ. And we went back to those ages, or different ages of development, and biological, and the age of IQ, that's developing that. So that there's a decision before the actual action too. So work on all of those decisions at some point when you're building through.
See, I would never do this as the way, just from the 2-on-2. I would want them to have to understand where this is in our offense. Do you understand what I mean by that? Because right now, they think it only happens from a wing to an offside post. So I may do the same drill. Forwards, come up here. Come up here. Guards, right here. Guard lines in the alleys. Forwards in the middle of the floor. Okay, so you're guarding. You're dribbling up. Defender, who's my defender? I need a yellow defender. You're already back on defense. You're my trail. We're going to do the get out of the trail. So you're dribbling up.
Just in case.
Dribbling up. No. You can stay right in the swing. So you're coming down into the swing, and now you may have to tell him that you're open, and now you're going to pass there. Be inside the 3 if you can. Be inside the 3 if you can. And now there's your get. So we may have to show them, do it from there. I'm not going to do all that, but, okay?
I have a question I was wondering for a long time now. About the positioning of the getter or the post player.
Yes.
You want him so that the 3 for the get for the
It depends.
Player,
If
in train to compete.
in train to compete, if my guards can shoot the deep 3, which I want them, we're going to have the forward outside the 3, so he can shoot the 3. And we would practice that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But when I first put it in with my 16-year-old girls, I guarantee you that my forwards or my wings can't shoot that. I got one that can. So we can extend it out a little bit. Okay?
And just building on that too, because depending on where you hand this off to that individual, if I hand it off deep and they play that cat and mouse that Coach Mike was talking about, just come here for a sec. You're on offense, right? And I'm giving the ball out there. The option of the shot is now gone, depending on the strength of the athletes, right? So if he tucks them in at the 3-point line, and on my handoffs here, and they go to play cat and mouse, my handoff go hip to hip, so that no one's getting in between us. So he's coming through. Now that's a shot coming off that 3 that I can take. So it's just that's the other elements as well, depending.
Okay, so we'll play out of this one. Let's keep it simple. Let's just play off this side for now. The coaches can see, they'll understand we can work, we almost want to work both sides. So we just go, ready? Play, here we go. Go for your get. Okay, now we're competing 2-on-2. Now you're playing. Okay, next 4, ready? Need another ball right here. Here we go. Here we go. Get. We're competing. Okay, here we go. Throw that higher to him now. Throw that higher to him. Here we go. Go, take it down. Okay, now, this is where I've got to know what is it that I want to start focusing on. So one of the things we're going to say is, hey, if we create no advantage off the get, I want you to go right back to a pick or a handoff. Let's go slow and show the coaches. So next players are up. Go down and freeze. Also what we may want to work in this is, if he starts saying, I know you always go for a get. What do you think we're going to turn this into, coaches, real quick? Pick. If you see that he's jamming this or playing tough, just dribble to the pick. And we'll get this, I'll get a 2-player action out of that. Pop, and if it pass, go back and get the get that way. Okay, so we can start combining picks and gets. So what I want you to do now, let's look at the get. Let's say the get is still there, pass. Go for the get. You come off this, but they neutralize it. Go right to pick. Give it to him, go right to pick. And I'll play off your pick. Okay, so they got to start putting two-player actions together. Okay, so you understand what you're looking for, guys? If you don't have advantages, use your pick. Here we go. Oh, I got to show the handoff piece too. Let's say it goes back. Josh, you got the ball here. Josh got the ball. I have to pass. Get away from him. Remember, coach said get away from space. Go dribble handoff. Now, dribble handoff. Where are you dribbling to? Nice and loud. Excellent. Go right at the inside leg of the defender. Now again, let's show it this way. Let me be you, Josh. Guard, I'm you, Mark. Guard me, no. No, sorry, I'm Josh, sorry. You guard me here, over there. So I'm dribbling at Noah. Again, I can pitch it early and then allow him to use that as a pick. And I'm sprinting. So I can pitch it early. What's my other one I can do? I can do it on time and then play off that, or I can give it to him late and play off late. The problem with the pitch early is I don't usually have a fake out of it. If I do the on time, I can still use my fake. But by giving it early, I've got my pick, or I got a sprint out, and it causes sometimes a little more problems. So if our forward gets the ball, you can always dribble handoff at the next person. So we should have lots of solutions to our problems now. This is a lot of stuff for them. Here we go. Let's see how we do. What do you got to go to? Go to your pick. Good. Sprint. Play, play, play. Okay.
So just as you're watching this, right, so we're now getting into C. So yesterday when we talked about the phases of a skill, and we talked about A, B, C, and D, and that you use it for assessments. So as they're in the C, you can start assess what the gap is, what's going on. So is it that their form on the gets, or the form on the picks, or the resets, or the handoff? If that's the problem, the form or the speed, then you got to go work on that in a phase A.
Guards right in the corner.
If the issue is actually the decision, so the defense is going over on the get, or sorry, going under on the get, and the decision that they're making is not the proper one, then you need to find some phase B drills. And that's where that assessment starts coming in, by using the phases of the phases of a skill, knowing what to do next in order to correct what's going on, to allow. And so you start using that throughout these types of drills. So that's why it's important to identify in your practice plan, that's the phase that we're in. What is it that I'm looking for to see how do I correct it and make those adjustments?
Okay, now we're going to go to D. We're competing. We're going to play. We're playing 3-on-3. So this is called Korean passing. Pass. Not bend right up here. Sprint to the top. Sprint. Offense. Pass. Far wing. Pass. Start to sprint to the rim. Pop back for your get. Okay? And now we're playing 3-on-3 live. And we are transitioning. You must run a get, a pick, or a handoff before you can score at either end. You understand? It's got to be a get, a pick. We'll start with a get here, but down and back, there has to be a get or a pick. Playing 3-on-3. Okay, let's start live. Here we go.
So you guys will go in the middle. You guys will be here in the middle. You guys are going to get next in the middle.
Got to get a get. You get a get.
Yellow on offense. Sorry, defense.
Oh, yes, big guy. Two is guarding one. Free.
Yellow on offense, you're on defense for next.
See, that's where now with this third player in, we now talk about coach's concept of two guarding one and spacing. The first thing always, set that up again. Ben, right up here with the ball. Name again is Zion out there. The first thing when you're not in the action, who is in the action right now? Ben and, name again? Jamal, right? You're not in. The first rule when you're not in the action, space. 3. Second rule, if your player's in the action, you're in the action. Is your player in the action? Is your player helping on this? Then what do you got? You got to go to a space where he can't be in the action. Or what else could you have done? Maybe he's lit. But you've got to find a space where he's not in the action. Same as ghost cutting. Okay? That's one of the biggest things you've got to teach is players not in their 2-player and 3-player actions to space first. Then you've got to teach them when they're now involved in the action because their players are cheating or helping in the action. You've got to spend some time on that. Okay? Let's start. Next group in. Next group in.
They're ready.
Probably our last one. We got to get our transition. Here we go.
2 minutes.
Need to get. Good. Play, play. Unique. Play, play.
Go, 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 push.
Need a ball screen, pick or get. Good, yeah. We got a mismatch. Space, space.
You guys ready? Offense or defense? Ready? Okay. Dark's offense. Offense.
Going the other way.
Just be careful because they're coming back.
Need a 2-player action. Good. Oh, boomerang. I love the boomerang pass. Get, yes.
We'll do 10 minutes of questions.
Okay, freeze. Remember me yesterday talking about how penetrate and kick? The corner players just stand there and their players playing pack line? That's what we're just seeing. And there's no movement. Okay, so we really got to work on moving off penetration. It's not just here. This is all around the world. Because players will self-organize. I'm open, but their players can easily guard to it at the same time. Now, that's all I wanted to do. There's lots I'd love to do, but that's all the time I'm given. Did it give you an idea of phase A, B, C, D, building something up? It's not clean, it's not, I would never do that all in one practice. Right? I'd never go A, B, C, D all the way up. I would usually go, once I introduced it, we would usually be at the C. I'd be right in the C, and then I might pick one thing that we're working on, one of the reads or one of the guides to make their decision that we need to polish up on for that day. That would be the point of emphasis. But in our scrimmage part of practice, we would have some kind of rule about what things we needed to use to score points or to work on. So we're emphasizing it. Okay?
So we'll just do 5 minutes of questions. So if there's any questions from anything today or the last few days, we'll get on those.
Phase A means it's on air. It's 5-on-0, 1-on-0, 2-on. Like there's no defense. And you're working on form and speed. Okay, why am I answering this? You people, some of you people know. What's a phase B? Help them out. Who can tell? What's a phase B drill? There's a guided defender or a guided offense to help with a decision. So you're given a cue to make the decision. Phase C. Pressure. It's how much pressure. Is it sag defense, hand pressure, body, or actually are you fouling and bumping a little more? So how much of a physicality do you want in it? And phase D, compete. It's the game. It's we're playing the game, and I should have been coaching more like it's the game. But I always have said the head coach, I can stop it at any time. Okay? But normally it would be playing more like a scrimmage. And it's a games approach with like only points for this or things like that. Okay? Don't think that it's always A, B, C, D. Like I said, in my PowerPoint, most of the time we're living in C and D. And we're only using A and B mostly if it's warming up or in what I call the IPP part of practice, individual performance plans.
You can also use it, right, to figure out what to plan for next. So sometimes when you take a look at this and you thought that the read off the get was good, then you don't have to go into something in B, but maybe the form wasn't great. So you'd look at something in A in that warm-up to try and emphasize that. And so you can really use it for practice building to try and execute those IPPs to make sure that those gaps that those players have, you're actually driving in at that point, that depth of the skill, as opposed to just going over reps of a skill and not necessarily driving on the point to which that has to be fixed.
3 yellows. Give me a 3-on-3 quick. This is how I would usually start a lot of my right now, just so you can see this. So I got dark right here. This is guided 3-on-3. So this is really a phase B. So, got the ball. I need a forward. Let's have you as the trail, and I need a wing on the far side. Wing far side. We're going to do what I call the GDP, gross domestic product. So get in there. Yellow, get in there. Y'all know you're trailing. Remember, you're trailing. We're going to run a get, a dribble handoff to a pick before you're allowed to score. And it's guided at first. You've got to let them do it. So you're dribbling up in your, no, we're in the alley. You're in the alley. He trails up and he calls your name. He connects. Get, pass, run your get. Start to go to the rim. Ah, you're getting the DHO. Here he comes. He's coming at you for the handoff. And now you run the pick, and get the space. Now they're playing live. So they're practicing the 3 GDP. They're getting the 3 of them. The next day it might be you run a pick to a get to a hand, but it's putting them together so they start to understand there's more than one.
Is that block or random? Block or random? Random, right?
Okay.
So again, purposeful and trying to get the memory recall on it.
So they would start guided at one end. So that's where it's a phase B drill at this end, but then as soon as they play down there, it's what? It's phase D. They're playing the game. So I can combine drills that they're not all. So I'm trying to show you that, play guided at one end, but then let them play. And what I find is, remember how I talk about distributed learning? Oh yeah, that's what we can do. And now they're starting to see them more often. Instead of letting them self-organize to do their own same old thing every time. It gives them a chance to start to use those things in play.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, John.